What's up, y'all? Real G's in the building. Welcome to Exposed TV. We live right now. See nobody else up here playing, so let me get the show started. All right. Let's get this show started.
Here's why.
Come on, let's do this one.
Here's why.
There's no title on the show. But, we'll get into that in a minute.
Are we really happy here with this lonely game we play? Looking for words to say. Searching but not finding understanding anywhere. Lost in a masquerade. Afraid to say we're just too far away from being close together from the start. We tried to talk it over, but the words got in the way. We lost inside this glory game we play. Hearts are beating disappear every time I see your eyes. No matter how hard I try to understand the reasons that we carry on this way. Lost in a
Shit. George Benson in the background, y'all. George Benson. In the background, This Masquerade. I chose this song because a lot of bullshit is going on out there. A lot of people are masquerading around, trying to be something that they're not. What's up, Barn Dog in the building? Yo, I wouldn't care if it was 1,000 people or 2 people in the building. Sometime we got to get this conversation going, and we got to talk about certain shit that's happening out here. So today, you know, since it's a holiday, and I'm sure everybody is out there doing them thing, barbecuing and shit. Hope all is well with you guys. You know, I did my barbecuing 2 days ago. Okay, and whoo, your boy is kind of full right now. Okay, I'm kind of full. But anyway, we'll talk about what's going on over on this internet. You know what I'm saying? Because the internet is going wild with a bunch of shit. A lot of things is being said out here, man, and I just want to validate some shit, and I just want to associate myself with some other shit. And then at the same time, I want to hip you guys to what's going on out here. All right. First of all, we want to give a shout out to 10 Toes Down. We'll give a shout out to my brother Sonetta TV, House of Consciousness. As you guys know, that's what I do. I'm part of the House of Consciousness. I'm part of the HOK. Also, let me put this in there so we don't forget. www. Let's see. .com, right? Make sure I double check it. www. Let me change this right here. And this down and go 1, 2, 3. We always got to introduce you to our real G's. We always got to introduce you to our learning center. Okay, and that's a must. We must get this in. So this is where we have over 800 books. They are NINGcenter.com. We got over 800 free books for you guys to go over there and check out. All right. It's been a while, man. It's been a while since we went live and, you know, talked about a few things that's going on out here. You know, I've been out here doing my thing, celebrating, having fun, and just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? But I see a lot of shit happening out here, man. A lot of shit is popping off out here. Let's start with the hot topic right now for the day is Bullets Got It. Okay, we know, testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Hold on, let me turn this fan down. Hold on. That's the loudest thing in the building. The headphones. But anyway, oh yeah, and peace to you guys over there in the bushes. I know y'all be over there hiding in the bushes. But anyway, man, the hottest topic that we have going right now is Bullets Got It. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get my headset together. It sound like this cord ain't working the way it should be. I'm gonna switch cords on my headphones because I gotta make sure you can hear me, and then I gotta make sure I can hear me. So let's do it like this, and then something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're gonna work with what we got. All right. So anyway, as we see the hottest topic right now is going on is Bullets Got It. Okay, and I got something to say about that because I think what's up, Wax Dog in the building. I think that what's going on is people not really seeing what's going on, and so I want to hip you to my version of what I see when it comes to Bullets Got It. All right. Now I don't know how long you've been on YouTube, but I've been up here for a while. All right. I've been on YouTube for about since its inception. Okay. I've been knowing Sonetta for about 14 years. So how long he been up here? Okay. Again, I always play the backdrop, but I'm on the front line right now because I think, you know, a lot of things need to be heard. You know, this is Exposed TV, and we try to expose you to what's happening out here on these YouTube streets, what's going on around the world. We are always in the algorithms. So you guys see us. Okay, you see us in the algorithms. You need to stop by and look and see what we're talking about because we got a lot of different topics. You know what I'm saying? A lot of conversation going on here at Expose, okay? And like I said, right now the hottest topic on the internet is Bullis Gotti, and then after that there's that broad Meth Understood, and then we'll go down the line like that. Now we're not gonna be here long because we don't want to spend a lot of time, because I know you motherfuckers is eating ribs, chicken, hamburgers, and you're out with your kids and you're having fun and shit too, okay? But anyway, the fact of the matter is, when it comes to the situation with Bullis Gotti, Bullis Gotti has been on these streets for a long time. All right, he's manipulated a lot of people when it comes to these YouTube streets. He's trying to clean up his act. I understand. Okay, I truly understand that. What Bullis Gotti is trying to do now is he's trying to straighten up his act. He's trying to say, well, you know, I ain't this, I ain't that, I ain't the same Bullis Gotti that I was before. You know what I'm saying? But all these years that Bullis Gotti's been out here, he's still been trying to come up off the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And when I say the same thing, I'm talking about talking shit, trying to be a thug, trying to be a tough guy, trying to be somebody that he's really not. Okay. The fact of the matter is, Bullis Gotti's, and we got to stop calling him a kid. You know what I'm saying? Because at a certain time in life, you stop becoming a kid and you start moving into your maturity ages and you become a man. You see what I'm saying? If you're 25 years old, you're not a kid. If you're 21, you're not a kid no more, because you're allowed to do shit that adults do. Am I right? Okay. You're considered a grown man. And then even when you're 18, nowadays, if you commit a felony at 16, they try you like an adult. So we got to stop putting time frames when it comes to age limitations on these people that are out here on these YouTube streets. Okay, if they're old enough to be on YouTube, then that means they're man enough to suffer the consequences and go through the shit that they be saying. Now, a lot of people get out here and say shit off the top of their head. They want to be this tough guy or this bad boy or whatever. Okay, we know that that's the hype. That's the hype. You know, you say the wrong goddamn thing, somebody be knocking at your door. They want to run up in your ass. They want to shoot you, kill you, and all that shit. Okay, I got it. All right, but I'm just talking about now as far as being a man out here. Okay, being a man, period, in life. Okay, it's hard being a man. Okay, because sometimes being a man, let me tell you what you got to do. You got to swallow your pride sometimes. Sometimes you got to be like, you got to admit when you're wrong. Sometimes when you're out here on these YouTube streets, that's why you got to be careful with what you're saying. You know, when that's how you doing. It's a lot of things that goes on in real life and YouTube life, but now it's like a collaboration. It's like, okay, YouTube and real life got a lot in common, because we hear real life stories about things that take place out here, and then we hear some shit that, come on now, that's YouTube shit. You see what I'm saying? Or Clubhouse shit. It depends on where you at. We got a channel on Clubhouse called Real G's TV. We over there in the Clubhouse, and we actually we're broadcasting over there right now too. So you guys sign up for that. Now my moderators are not here right now, so I can't move the way I want to. So I'm just moving the way I can. But the fact of the matter is, we have to stop saying, "Oh, he's young mentally." See, that's coming from an OG perspective, from an older folks perspective. Like somebody my age, I would say, "Oh well, that's just a young man sitting up here, you know, saying certain shit." All right, I got that. Okay, but that young man hasn't gotten to my age yet, and that's why I call him young. But on the YouTube streets, we got to call a man a man. We got to call a spade a spade. And if you're old enough to talk that shit, then you're old enough to back that shit up, or, you know, just stand on your word. All right. And a lot of people see Bullis Gotti as who he is. Okay. He's always been wanting to be nurtured by women. Okay. There's a lot of times I've seen him on certain people's panels. I'm gonna try not to mention any names, but there's a lot of time I've seen him on certain people's panels where he just sat there, like he wanted to be nurtured by this woman, or he had some type of ulterior motives. He would go just sit on panels, like he wanted that mother's love. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to be nurtured. Or maybe he was catching game. I don't know. But in the end of it all, he would always be the troublemaker. He would always be the nigga that was starting some shit, you know. And so as a result, people, it was like, you're starting the wrong shit at the wrong time. Yeah, mommy issues. That's right. You know, starting shit at the wrong time. You want to be a bully, but the show is over, bro. Go somewhere. Why you been sitting here for 10 hours and you haven't accomplished shit? But in the end, you want to be this bully dude. You want to be this bad boy. And we know Bullis Gotti ain't no bad boy. So let's clear the air when it comes to that. All right. Let's clear the air, everybody. All right. This is Real G's talking. All right. I'm on my other channel, Exposed. You know, I got my other channel, Real G's TV. I'm over there too. But what we got to understand is we know Bullis Gotti is not a thug. He's not a hardcore street nigga. He ain't none of that. But he talks like he is. And what happens is, from a real nigga perspective, sometimes it's hard to identify which is which until you hear the person continue to talk. Bullis Gotti like to throw blows and run his hand, throw the rock, hide his hand, throw the rock, hide his hand. So as a result, what happens is the OGs, we ignore shit like that because we know it'll all come out in the wash, okay? And so as a result, what's coming out in the wash is that the real Bullis Gotti is standing up, okay? Right. That's a good point, Vanessa. It's like he got a little man's complex, but he a big old dude. See what I'm saying? And we know in the hood, big dudes demand respect. I mean, look at Big U out here in LA. You know what I'm saying? I had a homeboy called Powerhouse, right? He used to play basketball and football. He was a big old heavy dude. He demanded respect. And what's happening is we got these big old dudes now with these little men complex. Like, look at Charleston White, right? He this big, right? But he wants to be this tough guy. You know what I'm saying? And we know the Napoleon complexion, right? We know the complex. We know that it's always the little dudes that's talking shit. It's always the little dude that shot these niggas. It's always somebody small that don't want to get their hands up. Now, I've never had that problem because I'm 6'2". At the time I was growing up, I was like 240. You know what I'm saying? I was playing basketball, football, baseball, any kind of sports I get my hands on, fighting, karate, especially when you're from back east. You know what I'm saying? We grew up taking up taekwondo, slow Korean karate. We grew up doing that shit, you know what I'm saying? Fighting and shit. But things have changed. The internet has changed. You know, we didn't have the internet back then, and we was really outside, if you know what I'm saying. We was outside riding our bikes. We was outside getting the girls. We was always outside because there wasn't no goddamn internet. Now, I understand when they say, come outside, because you niggas don't come outside no more. You know, I was watching this show the other day, right? I said, let me see who's live, right? And I am not lying. I went to this, you know how you hit the live? I hit the live and I said, I seen this. I was looking for who had the most subscribers or the most people on live with them. And I seen this one channel had like 79,000 people live. And I was like, oh shit, let me hit this. So I hit it, right? And when I hit it, this motherfucker was like, you motherfuckers, you dirty motherfuckers. I'll send you $200. I'll send you $100 for this too, right? But the screen, he's controlling the screen like a fucking mathematician. He's just clicking this motherfucker, clicking it. He's doing this. I just said that to you. He's doing this and this and this. Young black dude with his shirt off and shit. He couldn't have been no more than 17, 18 years old. You see up in his numbers, he's collecting hundreds and hundreds of dollars. People cash apping him, everything, right? Well, what the fuck is this? Right? And I'm just talking about the internet, right? I'm going, what the fuck is this, right? Ladies and gentlemen, he was gaming, okay? He was gaming. Now, I've never seen gaming before. I've never played Nintendo. I never played, what's that other shit they got out there? I've never done that in my life. I never got involved with online games and shit, gaming. But this shit is moving, okay? And I say that to say, that's the young section over there, and they are cleaning up. Do you hear what I'm saying? Gaming has gone to the next level, to the next. I remember when Atari first came out, okay, from Radio Shack. And you used to have to use the keys on the computer to move the fucking thing, or Pac-Man and shit, right? That shit done elevated. And I say that to say, when it comes to Bullis Gotti, a lot of things have elevated, and he's still stuck and a paradigm. He still thinks he's this rapper. He still thinks that he can be a tough guy. He still thinks that everybody gonna respect him. He still thinks that he could clean up, the joystick. Vanessa, you own it. And so this is his mindset. See, when you come from an abusive background, such as his, right? Because 10 Toes explained to us how his mother knocked out his teeth and shit and how he got stomped down. And the dude was really just a big, tall dummy, okay? Period, right? But the fact of the matter is that this is his mindset, and he hasn't grown out of that yet. So he still wants to prove to the world that, one, he can walk through the projects and ain't nobody gonna fuck with him, which to me was too goddamn funny, all right? And the reason why I'm laughing is because y'all seen the shit, okay? He jumped out the car with the cameras rolling. He was flow showing and shit. He had the polos. I mean, I guess this is the 2022 Flash, okay? But it was funny because it reminded me back when we were younger, we would, button our shirts up and shit, have the little turtle right there and try to be fly with our hats and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, when he jumped out the car, I was like, oh shit, I know there's a crowd waiting for him. I know this is a presidential situation jumping off. I know that this motherfucker is doing his thing, okay? But as a result, it wasn't, okay? It was none of that. It was like the streets was clear and with nobody outside. It was nobody outside, okay? But he did a hell of a performance. In his mind, he ran up in the hood like, motherfucker, I'm Willis Gotti, I'm up in this bitch. What up? But it wasn't nobody there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta laugh because it's funny. And if you look at YouTube in a funny way, like smile and laugh and get the shit that energizes you, oh, you'll be laughing for days, family. Okay? Because when I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, did y'all see that? And I was like, no, he didn't. But that's just part of it. That's something he wanted to do a long time ago. Okay? We know that he's under his mother's watch. We know he's under his grandmother's care. We know when we talk about the situation that happened with him and his grandmother and how they got to where they're going. And hey, you know what I'm saying? We all know that. So I don't want to go over that. But if you don't know, we know that he has a certain disdain for his grandmother. Because if not, he would have the ultimate respect for her and he would have never put his hands on her. He has a certain disdain for his mother because they live in downstairs in the basement, right? And it's just raggedy. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you what I don't know. I'm telling you what I do know. It's just raggedy. And for the mother to become older and docile and caught up in her shit after all the bragging that he's been bragging about his mother. My mother's this, she's a teacher, she's this and that, she's that and this. And so as a result, he wants to protect that image. And he's still trying to protect the image that's already been seen through, that's already been perpetrated, that we know what type of nigga you are. Just like when we saw the dude run up on him, slapping him up and shit. Just like when we saw the little midgets walking around town. We know where his heart is at. But do we know where his mind is at? Because, see, ladies and gentlemen, this is part of what's going on out here in these streets and inside of our neighborhoods that we don't look at. We don't look at mental illness. We don't look at how this motherfucker could be psychologically deranged, living in a fucking fantasy world, and he's fucking it up for everybody else. He's fucking it up to the point where somebody might end up going to jail for killing this nigga. He's fucking up to the point where his mindset is in another world. And it's a mental illness that's going on in our community that we don't want to talk about. It's a sickness, it's a disease, and this shit is part of it. When you listen to certain niggas talk about certain women and you listen to certain women talk, this is a disease that's going on in our community. Mental health, mental illness. People say certain shit, but they can't back it up. They want to be somebody that they're not. This is a sickness that's going on in our community. But these are the issues that we don't want to talk about. We'll talk about everything else but this. We'll talk about your mother, your father, your grandfather, but we won't talk about where the sickness comes from. We just continue to talk about shit and bypass everything else. And I had to say that because That's what I see because I've studied mental illness. I'm probably part of the sickness my damn self when it comes to mental illness. I got some issues. I'm not perfect, just like you got issues, and you're not perfect. We all got issues, but we don't want to talk about our issues, so we cover it up with somebody else's issues. And we keep talking about their issues, but we don't address what the fuck is wrong with you. Why are you the type of person that you are? Why do you have certain characteristics that this nigga got? And we can't stand this motherfucker either. Why do you walk around here trying to be somebody that you're not? It's a syndrome. It's like, you see these kids outside physically, you can tell that they have mental issues because of the look on their face, the Down syndrome, Just like when you look at Hassan Campbell's children, you can tell there's something wrong psychologically and mentally because of the way their face looks or because of the way they act. And I have to use Hassan Campbell because this is where we're going to tie all this in with Hassan Campbell. When it comes to Bullis Gotti, when it comes to Rashid, when it comes to the whole Gotti camp, you got to ask yourself, who are they trying to be? Right now, they want to be mentally, and we all want to be mentally at the highest level that YouTube would allow us to go when it comes to people that watch us, when it comes to people that are sub to us. We want to be at the highest level. But let me explain something to you about being at the highest level and the lowest level. It doesn't matter what level you're on. It's what truth are you bringing to YouTube, and how can we add that to our repertoire so that we can be maybe better people or more dangerous people or more sincere people or more people that you can rely on when it comes to conversation, real people. You see what I'm saying? And talk about real issues where you don't have to deflect or run and jump or try to be someone that you're not. Because now you move to the mental sickness, you move it aside and you say, damn, that brother's talking something real. And I don't see his sickness. I see his conversation. I see what he's saying. I see how he's talking to the people and how I can relate to some of the things that he's saying, because that's what it should be about. That's what we all should come to YouTube to gather up together and say, hey, let's talk about some issues that maybe he got that I might have, that maybe she might want to talk about it, he might want to talk about it, and let's jump on the link and have a real grown man, grown up conversation, because we know that YouTube is for grown folks. It's for certain people who have reached a certain plateau in age. Okay, and when we talked, that's like earlier, I told you, when you hit a certain age, you're considered an adult, and then you're considered an adult, and you're considered an adult. One thing that you will never get away from is being considered adult once you reach a certain age. It depends on what type of adult are you. Okay, but anyway, the fact of the matter is, when I look at this Gotti situation, right? Let me tell you what I see. I see Hassan Campbell getting played like a violin, okay? I see them playing Hassan games, okay? What are you talking about, real G's? I'm talking about the fact that when I look at Bullis Gotti, right, and the shit that him and his old boy are putting down, it reminds me of back in the days when Hassan Campbell came out the closet and he said, you know what, I've been molested by Africa Bambaataa and I need all your help. I need everybody, because we're going to take this motherfucker down. Hold on, man. Let me turn this up just a little bit, because I want everybody to understand this. So I'm gonna slow this conversation down. This probably went over some of you guys' head, because some of you guys don't know what happened. Some of you guys don't know what happened when Hassan Campbell decided that he was gonna be a grown-ass man and come out the closet and say, this motherfucker molested me when I was a kid. It's the same thing Roski said when he said he was being molested when he was 16, 17, 18, 19, or whatever the fuck. It's the same thing Bullis Gotti was doing when he thought that motherfucker was a woman, okay? But he knew it was a man, but he was getting off because of the mental sickness, the mental disease that's going on in our community. But we'll step over that and we'll go into the facts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Real Cheese in the building. I just want to have a conversation with you. about what's going on out here in these streets. The reason why I say it looked like a masquerade.
Are we really happy here with this?
The reason why I say it looked like a play. When it comes to Roski, Bullets Gotti, and Hassan Campbell. See, I watched it all. From beginning to end. And then watching, you see certain shit like, hold on, man, hold on. Let me put two and two together. Because like I said, some of you guys don't know. Some of you guys don't know that everybody knows Hassan Campbell's story. If you don't know, you probably just got in. But for the most part, when you see Hassan, you see this dude, he want to be this, want to be that. But when he came out, ladies and gentlemen, he came out talking about he was being molested. Now, 5 or 6 years later, here come Roski. I was molested. I was molested. Bullets Gotti charged. I don't know if he was charged in court, but I know in the court of YouTube opinion, he was guilty for molesting one of his relatives, according to Roski. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm showing you the play. Okay, I'm showing you the play. All right, Roski came out and said, "Fuck Bullets Gotti." First, it was cool because Roski was supposed to be one of Bullets Gotti's cousin's main man. I guess they was trying to do shit. You like this blunt. So as a result, they got these lighters now, man. Shit, these blunts burn up if you don't light them right. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, that's strong shit. The fact is that when Hassan came out the closet, let me tell you what happened. For those of you that are new, right, and don't know what happened, when Hassan came out the closet, people was listening. What? Africa Bambaataa molested you? What? When? When this shit happened? What? Wait a minute, Hassan, you're a grown-ass man with kids. And you just got out of jail. You telling us Africa Bambaataa molested you? Yeah, nigga. And then you come out with a straight. We're like, this nigga straight coming out like this? We need to listen to this nigga. But what you got to understand is prior to that, nobody knew until certain YouTube channels got a hold of the information. They started interviewing him. And then we started, asking questions and shit. And then we started supporting what he was doing. So as a result, that's how his name got out, because he got out fucking with Sarnetta and them niggas. And they started promoting him. And he got live through Sarnetta. Doggy Diamonds introduced him. And then next you know, it's another brother that wrote the story prior to that. No, he wrote the story along with that. See, this shit was going big. This shit was going international. This shit was hitting the YouTube channels like wham, wham, wham. Every day you would look up, it was 10, 15 different goddamn stories on Bambaataa molesting this dude called Hassan Campbell and Ronald Savage, right? Now, I've had Ronald Savage on the show, I know the whole story. I know everything. That's why I'm here to tell you the story, okay? I wasn't one of the niggas that was on the sideline that wasn't there. I was there. So I know everything that happened, all right? Now, you hear these niggas trying to give you play-by-play. Well, I'm giving you blow-by-blow because I was there. I ain't one of the niggas that said, oh, yeah, I was there. I didn't know shit, blah, 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 shit like that. Nah. Okay? It's only a few people that know this goddamn story. I'm one of them, all right? But anyway, the fact is that when Hassan came out, they was like, damn, nigga. Damn. Everybody was shocked, but the shit was hitting. And then so we had to draw the line in the sand because a lot of niggas from New York and all over the world, they were Zulus. They were Zulu members. And then when Hassan was talking about the Zulus, like, damn. Now, I'm not going to go too far because this is a long-ass story. And I'm trying to say it as fast as I could. But also, to make a long story short, we saw Hassan Campbell working for the Zulu Nation after he was online talking shit about Africa Bambaataa. We caught the nigga working for Zulu Nation with a Zulu Nation t-shirt on. He was at an event that Sarnetta threw okay? And he was doing security, period. Okay, he was working for Africa Bambaataa after he talked all that shit about Africa Bambaataa. So as a result, niggas was second guessing what the fuck he was saying. And then this nigga get drunk and he started talking shit. And the shit that he was saying was like, the nigga told on himself. Hassan told on himself on several occasions as he was drunk. Okay. And so I'm showing you the play where Bullis Gotti and this other nigga is trying to use that same angle, this homosexual shit to try to get your sympathy, and then turn around and say, nah, I'm not that nigga. I'm not him. This nigga done did 10 shows saying the same shit. I'm not him. Okay. I'm talking about Bullets, right? But Hassan, he came out and said, I don't give a fuck about you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And then as he got soft, right? Because the internet will melt your ass, okay, and make you come out with the truth. All right, just like they did Misunderstood. They melted that bitch, melted her down to the point where that bullshit that you saying ain't real. And we'll get to that in a second. All right. But the fact is that when they broke Hassan down, he was like, yeah, I've been molested all my life. You know, I've been molested all my life. I grew up being molested. So when I got the Bambaataa, y'all could go over to what's the name's channel? What's the boy who got it? Queen's Flip. You can go over to his channel and you can see where Hassan talked about how when he got the Bambaataa's house, he was already being molested. You know what I'm saying? And so as a result, we was like, so we was asking questions. So when you got the Bam and his house, you was already being molested. Can you tell us who was molesting you? And he was like, yeah, well, it was my babysitter. All right. That's what he said. He said, it was my babysitter that molested me. And we was like, what? Mm-hmm. So we bought it, you know, until the nigga said something else. Then come to find out, he got mad, some shit, because at the time, him and his moms was cool, but I think he didn't know and nobody knew, but I think she was getting sick. Okay. Shout out to his mom, rest in peace. But yeah. And so then he started talking about his mother, I guess as he was getting sicker as he was going through. And the shit that he was saying, it was like, damn, he got some other issues too. Just like Bullis Gotti, he got some other issues, you know what I'm saying? But the fact is that he started exposing himself due to his alcoholism. He wanted to get drunk. He wanted to drink beer, Budweiser, and he wanted to come online. So you know how we do online, nigga. We got the most we got the most investigative team in the world. And so this nigga get drunk, right? He jump in the car because you know the car is I guess the comfortable spot, and he says, "It was you, brother. Mm-hmm. You was tell the people it was you. You was the first one to molest me, nigga. You see what I'm saying?" And so that was like a shock to the YouTube streets. We're like, what? Wait a minute. So you got some incest shit going on where the brother is molesting the other younger brother? He said, yeah, you, my big brother. And so it was like, God damn. Now it's really getting weird. But it goes back to show you what Hassan was telling us on Queen's Flip show, that when he got the Bambaataa, he was already getting molested. He was already getting fucked. He was, he was already involved. And then if you listen to Hassan very carefully, you'll hear him say he knew Bambaataa when he was in his Pampers. I'm like, huh? He said, yeah, that's what he said. He said, I knew Bambaataa when I was in my Pampers. Huh? So that means your father wasn't around because you said he was a dope fiend. And you was up in the projects. Bam was up in the projects. So Bam knew your mother. That's what I got out of it. I don't know what you got out of it, but that's what I got out of it. I got out of the fact that he said, Bam knew me when I was in Pampers. His dad was gone, so shit. Who else going to introduce him to him? Wayne? The brother that molested him? Is that the one that introduced Hassan to Bambaataa? Because he is Hassan's older brother. See, this is how you got to put shit together. You know what I'm saying? And me and you, because I know you part of the YouTube investigative committee. I know you motherfuckers know what time it is. If not, why would you be over here with me? Why would you be over here with me if we all didn't know what time it was and we was on the same time? Man? You know what I'm saying? It would be a waste of time. So we're not wasting each other's time. What we're doing is we making sense out of this shit. See, what happens is people don't realize where all the information comes from. It don't come from these niggas. It come from the niggas that know. The niggas that know the truth. The OGs we don't want to talk about this shit. But sometimes you gotta put the flavor to this shit. You gotta add the salt, the pepper. You gotta put all this shit together. You know what I'm saying? To make it make sense. Because you be on the outside, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then you ask, how did Hassan get to where he is? Like this? And so you think if you continue to copy that style, you'll get there. But that's not the truth behind the matter. The truth is they playing the molestation game. It's a play. It's a play on molestation, being molested, being touched, because Hassan made it, but people don't know how he got there. He used that term, Africa Bambaataa, to come up, and then people promoted that. And they said Bambaataa was a fucked up nigga and all kind of shit. I mean, they got documentaries on all this shit on shit. You know what I'm saying? Half of the shit sound real, half of the shit sound fake. You got niggas at high-level pages right now that have brought lower-level YouTubers involved in some shit so that they can come even higher. What am I talking about? Do you think that there's niggas down on the bottom ain't looking for jobs on YouTube? Like, what can I do? How can I get in? How can I fit in? How can I blow up? How can I get live? You reach for the top. You start fucking with the niggas at the top. But if you're good, you just maintain and watch. It'll catch up. Eventually it'll catch up. But it might not, but everybody wants that right now shit. So that's why everybody's doing all type of tricks and games and shit. They want that shit right now. Right now. You want shit right now. You want shit right now. 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 But it ain't like that. There ain't no more overnight sensations out here. You got to earn your shit. You got to come up and you got to be seasoned. Once you're seasoned, then you're good. But the fact is, when Hassan came out, there was a lot of other things happening behind the scenes. Like, for instance, on 125th Street in Harlem, like right across the street from the Apollo, right? They had a news conference. And I'm talking about a lot of motherfuckers from the 5 boroughs of New York, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, Moneymaker, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, and Manhattan. Yeah, 5 boroughs of New York. Not only did they come out, but the YouTube community came the fuck out. Man, you would think it was like when they shut down Harlem on Malcolm X Day, right? You guys know that? When Malcolm X birthday comes up, they shut down Harlem in New York, right? Nobody can do no selling, no buying, nothing. They walk up and down the street and they shut down the business for like 3 hours on behalf of the fact that this is the streets that Malcolm X walked. Did y'all know that? Yeah, y'all better watch the House of Conscience and check out Sonetta, man. He got all that information, okay? But the fact is that that's what happened. They came out in groves because they wanted to hear the story. They wanted to hear the story about this motherfucking Africa Bambaataa, the Zulu Nation. Rock, rock, planet rock. Don't stop. Rock, rock, planet rock. Don't stop. Y'all know the song because there was many songs made off of that. United Kingdom, all kind of shit came out after that. But Planet Rock was the shit. The Zulu Nation was the shit. Africa Bambaataa and all of them. Because Africa Bambaataa was involved in a lot of people's lives. The Zulu Nation was involved in a lot of people's, celebrities' lives. And some of these people still living today. Okay? But they say that's the place where hip-hop was born. So I would say techno hip-hop. But you got to understand the elements of hip-hop. Breaking, writing, dancing, DJing, right? And then there's another one they added, which is knowledge. 5 elements of hip-hop, right? When you know that and you see this shit coming up as a kid, you like, damn. So this is where Hassan's claim of fame was. But the reality is, if his brother was molesting him, if he was growing up being molested, how could Hassan, at the age of 12 and 13, this is what he told Queen's Flip, 12 and 13 years old, he was ready to be with Bambaataa. So mentally, ladies and gentlemen, this is where you got to understand where the mental illness comes from. He wasn't a gangster. In his mind, he had homosexual tendencies. He wasn't a gangster. But he wants you to think that at that age, he was jacking niggas. He was shooting niggas. He was killing niggas. Hassan Campbell was only, what, 4'6", 5'3", 5 foot, no taller than 5'8". So he's a little nigga. And he's half the size he is now, or not even as big as he is. That nigga didn't weigh $150. So he was moving around with them real street niggas under the banner of Africa Bambaataa, Zulu Nation. He was the pussy. Let's be honest. He was a cute little nigga, Puerto Rican motherfucker who wanted to be a follower. And he followed somebody up in the Africa Bambaataa's place. And that's when he starts telling his story. He tells you a story about how Bambaataa said, all right, you niggas, take all your clothes off. Put this Vaseline on your dick and start jerking off. And the first nigga that busts a nut, I'm giving you $10. Go. He was part of that circle. That's the shit that they was doing. So how the fuck can you be out here on a killing spree, a jacking spree, and this is what you doing up in somebody's motherfucking house? I'm talking about the sickness that's going on in our community and how this shit affects these type of niggas out here that come on YouTube and now they not sick no more. They got a cure. YouTube them cured. I'm cured. I ain't jacking off no more. I ain't fucking with girls. I ain't getting bottles thrown at me. I ain't walking around here like I'm tough and I'm tough Tony and I'm hard. I ain't got a gun in my pocket. I'm a family man taking care of my kids. They all in my house, this little small ass shack. Because when you got 4 or 5 girls in your house, it's a major problem. I don't give a damn if you got 3. They all need room. Okay? But I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna go back to the sickness. You gotta understand something. If his brother fucked him when he was a kid, and he kept seeing this shit because he talked about the fact that his mother would make them go in the room and their drunk uncle would come in there with his sister, the pastor, and start jacking off. And instead of them closing their eyes going to sleep, they sitting there watching that shit. Can you imagine what type of sickness that is to put on a child's mind? And then for your brother to come in there and touch you in such a way where you get addicted to it. And you take it out the house. And now you going up and down the block looking for somebody to molest you. This is a sickness that's going on in our community. It's a mental illness that's going on. And I'm sorry that some of y'all don't understand. But this is my perspective and this is how I'm looking at things. I'm not looking at, well, I am. I'm like you. I'm looking. But the reality is, I'm looking for a solution. How the fuck can we fix it? But we'll get to that. In the meantime, so this is going on in this child's life. In Pampers, I met Bambaataa. Who brought him to you? My brother. Remember the time he said him and his brother was in the room lifting weights? Because you know when a bunch of niggas is, there's always gonna be some weights. Okay, I don't give a fuck what it is. You got a bunch of testosterone running around this motherfucker. Let's get these niggas something to build up on. I guess it's called getting you ready for the motherfucking penitentiary. But see, they done took all the weights out of the California penitentiaries. I don't know about where you from, but you can't get as big as Tookie and Monster Cody anymore. And I don't know where the fuck Hassan got big at. I don't think it happened in jail. Because in jail, nigga, it's a combination of shit you gotta do. You can't just lift fucking weights and shit. You gotta do push-ups. know what I'm saying? You do pull-ups and shit, and lock that shit in. But if you just sit there and lift weights and eat, you're gonna be a fat motherfucker. You're just gonna be big. Okay. Damn. Eric, you is in the conversation. See, Eric Graham. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to you, brother. And the reason why I say that is because he knows this goddamn story. Eric, I don't see why you ain't out here telling this goddamn story. You need to be out here too. If not, ladies and gentlemen, that's his name. Go subscribe to him. He knows this goddamn story too. See, it's a lot of people know this story. But it's not a lot of people that will sit up here and tell you the story. So as a result, you don't know. You think, damn, look at this nigga. He is the shit. He's hyped. He's telling the shit. The shit that he's saying is the real shit. And the shit is the shit. And the OG's is going, maybe it's time to speak up. Tell the truth about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Tell the truth about this shit. And Eric brings up a good topic, and I'm talking about mental illness too, right? He says, when Hassan was getting touched, right? This is what he said in one of his videos. He said, when I was getting touched, I touched other children. Now, what that's called to me is perpetuating the sickness. You know what I'm saying? So now you're going out there looking for more victims. Hey, come here, homie. You hungry? Your mama kicked you out? Come on over here, nigga. We can lift some weights. How you doing? And then he get used to being touched a certain way, so he learned how to touch a certain way. And next thing you know, he got a dick in his mouth or a dick in his ass. And we got to, like I said earlier, we talk about the age barrier, right? Bring that shit where it's supposed to be. Don't sit up here and tell me a motherfucker that's 16 don't know he getting fucked in the ass. Okay? Don't tell me that shit. Fuck that thigh and shit, okay? Let's keep this shit 100. Hold on. I'm lighting the blunt. I hope this shit is making sense. So, I hope this shit is making sense to you guys, because it's very important. It's very important that you guys understand what I'm talking about. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get back into my radio days, you know what I'm saying, where we was working at the most progressive station in the nation with the most integrated sounds in town, WPLS in New York, at 107.5 FM. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So again, we're talking about mental illness in the Black community. We're talking about Hassan Campbell. We're talking about how I feel this was a ruse. This was a setup. Okay. The reason why, let me get your focus off of me and get back to the story. The reason why I said it was a setup, because they knew this nigga was going through this shit. They knew that once Hassan hit the streets and he's talking about how he loved Bambaataa and shit, and then they had the news conference on 125th Street. I'm talking about a lot of strong people came out. I ain't talking about no weaklings, okay? As a matter of fact, members of the Zulu Nation was there. Because Hassan said, where they at? Where they at? Where the Zulu Nation at? Where they at? Where they at? And they was like, we right in front of you. There was like 10 of them. They was right there. And they was like, yo, we didn't know. And now that we know or we listening, we're going to investigate. Because Zulu Nation is national, international, worldwide. wide. They got Zulus in Germany, Zulus in Russia. We're talking something big. We're talking about the creation of a techno hip hop movement. Okay, I give the hip hop to Kool Herc and not Kool Herc and them niggas when it comes to scratching and shit like that. Theater on them niggas. But see, that's way beyond your knowledge. When I mention these names, only the OGs in the hip hop game could really understand what I'm saying. So I ain't gonna go there. But anyway, so again, now Hassan has Bambaataa locked and loaded, okay, to be exposed. We was ready. We was breaking ties with Zulu Nation. Sonetta had, because every time Bambaataa came to New York, Sonetta would interview him. Sonetta broke off ties with him and shit. We stopped listening to the hip hop, to their news and shit, because we was digging in the legal shit. Does he have a history of doing this shit? What was Bambaataa doing? You know what I'm saying? And then Hassan was giving us that, he was feeding this shit to us like we were starving wolves. This nigga's over in Brazil molesting this motherfucker over here. He molesting this nigga. I brought niggas to him when he taught me how to touch kids and shit. This is what he was saying to us. And we was like, damn, Hassan, you did all that shit and you coming out like this? We was second guessing this nigga because it's like the shit that he was saying had us worried. Can we trust this nigga in anything? Because when it comes to our children, that is the most sacred thing that a man and a woman wants to protect, especially if they babies. Now, we know at a certain age, we got to let these niggas go. But if they are babies, nigga, we putting all protection that we can on them. But he talking about, I touch kids too. Oh, hell no, I can't go to an event with you, nigga. You're the pedophile. And so in the end, when shit was starting to come out on this nigga. Okay? At the motherfucking at the event, there was so much protection on Hassan Campbell, you wouldn't believe it. That's why when he came out and said Sonetta tried to get him killed, we was like, nigga, wherever you go in Harlem over here at 125th Street, you are well protected because you are part of what Sonetta put together. So ain't nobody gonna bother you over here. You look at Captain Zoriak. Tell me he ain't up in Harlem. Irritated Genie. Tell me he wasn't up in Harlem. Sonetta. Tell me he ain't up in Harlem. The OGs out there on the block. The years Sonetta been out there. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with Sonetta. Is you crazy? Ain't nobody gonna disrespect that man because the respect that he gives to the community. Regardless of the ups and downs, the fact is that's well established. Today, 30 years later. So he's trying to destroy this man's reputation by saying he set him up. And then the shit just went buck wild. But the fact is, ladies and gentlemen, you got to look at this nigga as to who he say he is. He tell you he a street nigga. He tell you he threw bottles and dragged women up and down elevators and shit. He tell you he was fucking girls in the parks and getting his ass licked and all kind of dumb shit up in Bambaataa's house with his brother and his family and all this type of shit. How can one motherfucker turn around and be some fucking body else? Now you a killer. You done got caught. You were so motherfucking smart till you got caught. Why do you have a criminal record, you smart motherfucker? So it sounds to me like they were throwing you to the wolves. Go out there and do this. Go do that. All right. Because you always wanted to show yourself approved on some shit. Real niggas ain't in jail. Because they ain't telling you shit. They doing their dirt by their goddamn self. But you out here telling it all. A real motherfucker ain't gonna sit up here and snitch on his goddamn self. You about to open up some dead ass cases, nigga, that they couldn't fucking find out what happened until you open your motherfucking mouth. Well, you know, Bambaataa was the driver of the motherfucker that I killed. What? Man, let's go back and look at the nigga that died. But we all know you was being bullied, and them niggas bullied you into taking that fucking charge. They punked you. Take the fucking charge, nigga. That's how you got away with it. Because the DA didn't have enough evidence on you. So I understand the move. That's how it go. If I could slide out from under some shit like that, if that's what I'm doing, and I could put it on you and make you take this shit, and I give you a little money here and there, or I give you a little dick here and there, because again, you 16 now. All of a sudden, you a gangster. You've been on the Africa Bambaataa for 7-8 years. But you want to hit these streets now. You know why? Because there was real niggas in the Zulu Nation putting in work. Ask motherfucking Mecca Audio, right? Ask Mecca Audio when he was out there with B.O. Do he know this nigga Hassan? Ask him that. Okay, ask him that. Let's put an end to this bullshit. Because we don't even hear about B.O. no more. Rest in peace, right? But that's the nigga that taught you to be a tough guy. And that's the nigga maybe you trying to live vicariously through. That's who you're trying to be. Because it's obvious, ladies and gentlemen, when we look at the sickness, when we look at the history of the person, we know that that wasn't the lifestyle they came up in. They came up in the molestation lifestyle. But they want you to see that, oh no, involved in that, there was some other shit. That's the sickness. That's the sickness but Gotti got right now. That's the sickness that's going on with me and you out here on YouTube. Because we're not coming up with no solutions. But peep game, right? So now, Roski goes live. You know what he does? He co-signs Bullets Gotti. All the shit that Roski talked about Bullets Gotti, now he's co-signing it. This is where the play comes in. Nah, me and Bullets Gotti, we cool. We never be ones, but we can still do business together. That's the bullshit. Now Roski wants to be like, oh, I got a job. If they find out on YouTube that I'm doing this shit. Well, Roski, you do think these motherfuckers don't know that you on YouTube doing this shit? Because you've been out here a long time doing this shit. Okay? And maybe you can convince them that it's bullshit. But at what point in time does your superior officer say, hey, Roski, cut the bullshit out, get back to work, let's get this motherfucking job done so we could pay for the lifestyle that you claim that you live, and we could pay you, motherfucker, for the advancement that you're making on your job, so we could pay you, nigga, so you can continue to protect whatever security job that you're doing, whether it's armed or unarmed. Regardless of that, you got a job, nigga. And so that should be the most important thing to you. But you put that shit on the line when you talk about shit like this and talk about your job. Well, you know, my job is this, my job is that. You telling everybody the security codes and shit, how to get to your motherfucking job. Because you're doing too much. But I'm showing you the play. Now all of a sudden, you are undercover homosexual that's been fucked from 16 to 19, but you're a street nigga. Man, don't do yourself like that. You're part of the sickness, nigga. You, Gotti, Hassan, all you niggas is part of the sickness. And Hassan, you the dumbest nigga, because I would break ties with this nigga in a heartbeat after I'm listening to all the shit that this nigga's doing, because everything that he's doing is tying in with your homosexuality. That's right, Hassan. Everything that Bullets Gotti is doing out here with this homosexual shit is tying in to your past homosexual activities. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. We're not here to bullshit. We're here to talk about some shit, okay? So now, as a result, we see a three-ring circus. So, Hassan, you that fucking dumb. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I know one thing. If Sonetta was doing some shit like this, I would leave that nigga alone in a heartbeat, because we don't go down these pages. I'll be gone. And if I did some shit like that, he would be gone. That's some weird shit. I'm showing you guys the play. I'm showing you guys the mental sickness that's going on. I'm showing you how all this shit ties together. Okay? So now, Roski's not really dissing Gotti. He's promoting him. Oh, Gotti cool, blah, blah, blah. He threw him under the bus. But when we look back at how they really crossed each other back in the days, and we look at that war that took place, we got to see how many casualties went down in that war that Roski and Gotti's had back in that day, right? When the shit was coming out and they was dropping bombs on each other and they was going viral. when the nigga said he was fucking your aunt. But he also said that he was tight with your cousin, the one that's in jail right now, right? He said that you was a go boy. When y'all was hanging out together, he said, see, he was showing pictures. See that big stupid nigga in the back? He was a go to store nigga. See him, look at him. That's how Roski was talking about you. See that nigga over there? Yeah, that nigga, we use that nigga to go to store. You see, he ain't in all these other pictures. That's the gopher nigga. And you was looking kind of goofy in them pictures. You know what I'm saying? You're looking kind of like, I want to be down type of nigga, as opposed to I'm down. And so as a result, they like, damn. And so you grew up like that. We got that. We see the pictures you with your glasses on, you a square motherfucker. We see you, Gotti. Everybody grows up. But everybody gets smarter. You still doing the same dumb shit. And we're not gonna talk about your pages, nigga. Okay. See, the reason why Gotti don't fuck with real G's because he know who I am. He know where I come from. That nigga will not mention my name. You know why? Because he know I know the story. He know I was there. He know I'm on the part of the knockdown crew. Niggas that been taking his shit for years because he talked too much shit and we can't get to him. So we just take his whole fucking channel, make him switch up his life. He come back saying the same shit. We'll take that shit too. We was snatching his shit down. You got goons, nigga. We got goons too. But the problem is we didn't want to hurt you, nigga. We wanted you to live. But you crossed us in the middle of the road trying to play the middle road. You jumped on Hassan's bandwagon after you talked dirty to a nigga. I'm not fucking with nobody who talk dirty about me who want to be on my side. Fuck you. Let's talk street shit now. You see these niggas over here don't like you. What you think? We're going to become homeboys and shit? You get a job. Ain't you that same nigga that was on the street mean mugging me, motherfucker? Now you coming up in my establishment asking me for a job? Get that nigga a broom. Start sweeping. Put that nigga at the bottom of the barrel, if there was a bottom of the barrel, and leave that nigga there for the rest of his motherfucking life. But this nigga jumped back. See, Gotti's a jumping motherfucker. He jump on anything that's hot. Just like that punk ass nigga, Uncle Suge. I don't like that nigga. And I'll tell you why. He got too much criminal activities going on in his life. Either that or he's a begging motherfucker and he has no respect for women. I believe that nigga stole that girl's computer because I was on the show when that nigga said, yeah, I got a motherfucking hoverboards. I found them glasses on the floor, and I got the computer. This bitch lying, talking about he went up in the safe. He went up in the safe taking thousands of dollars. Bitch, stop lying. Don't make me jump on that. Stop lying, motherfucker. Ain't no thousands of hundreds of. He took $150 million out the safe, bitch. Shut the fuck up. That's a petty crook, nigga. A real nigga would have took everything in the house and you and say, we moving, bitch. That's a petty crook. I do not like that nigga. That's why I don't like him. Because he's a petty ass nigga. And you ladies out here buying into that bullshit. And he got a bullshit ass bulldog thinking he got some protection on him. We don't fuck with bulldogs, nigga. We fuck with bullets. Fuck you talking about? Real, live ammunition. Let me shut up. Anyway, back to the script. Man, you niggas, I heard some of you niggas talk, right? And I said, well, this motherfucker won't be here next week. I know this motherfucker ain't gonna be here. I know goddamn well this motherfucker ain't gonna be here next week. Why? Because you in your 40s, you might be late 40s, going into your 50s. You might be in your 50s, going into your 60s. Some niggas out here is damn near 70 years old. Some niggas out here is 35 and 40. Some of y'all fat, overweight, wait. Your motherfucking high blood pressure is up. And I'm saying this nigga is not going to be here next week. Because the way you talking, motherfucker, you about to have a heart attack. You about to roll over and die with all that fucking energy you putting into this bullshit. You about to die. Sometimes you niggas put heart attack energy into a situation that shouldn't even get your heart to pump. The bullshit on YouTube and how you niggas is just letting it slide by. Okay, let it slide. All right. Well, we're gonna let this slide and then we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. So when it comes to the sickness and the mental capacity of these people out here, and you hear the story, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to add some truth to the whole thing. Okay, whether you believe me or not. I'm not trying to sway you. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm trying to tell you that when the shit was going down, I was there. All right. Just like right now, right? The play is to play off the sexual. See, everybody's playing heart games now. Everything is all about being touched by the heart. You feel me? Do you feel me? Do you feel me? Can you feel me? Hey, do you feel me? I know you feel me. And then because what's happening is everybody else, motherfucker, you motherfucker, I will kill you now. I will shoot, nigga. Say it again, motherfucker. Oh, you niggas is jumping out of windows, running in the cars and shit. Cars flying off the freeway. You niggas is eating food in restaurants and running out the door and shit. You're breaking through windows and shit, stealing people's shit. The motherfuckers done went crazy. It's a sexual revolution going on. Everybody's fucking everybody. They don't give a fuck what it is. We got the fucking shot in the left arm. Take another shot in the right arm. Now they got the shit you got to take a shot in the ass with. They got all kind of shit popping off. So why do you think society's going crazy? And why do you think this is a type of mental illness in our community? Y'all don't see it? Or you stuck on YouTube? Look, I remember when hamburgers was 50 cents a piece. Now the motherfuckers cost $50 a piece, and I'm talking about McDonald's. It's all about money, ain't a damn thing funny. Y'all got that saying, though. Don't push me, because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. You niggas is the crazy ones that lost your fucking mind when it comes to this shit. Bullis Gotti is a representation of the homosexual activities that Hassan Campbell was going through. It's like a three-ring circus. It's a play. Now watch what happens from here. I can shut the fuck up and watch these moves get made. Watch how this shit begins to break down. The fact of the matter is, when it comes to Gotti, when it comes to a bunch of sick shit that's going on out here, it's because the mindset of the community is all fucked up. I'll tell you what. Here's a question. And tell me if it ain't a smart question, first of all. When it comes to our children, aren't they the most important thing in our lives up until a certain age? Don't we want the best for our children when it comes to education? Don't we want the best for our children when it comes to sports activities, being active in school, getting their grades right, being the queen of the ball, all involved in the business aspect of school? We don't want our kids out here shooting dope and running guns and shit. We want them to be active, though, in some type of way, right? That's what we want for our children, right? Send them to school, get the best education so that they can be better than us, right? But there's some parents don't know how to teach their children that shit. So they become friends with their children. And there's no level now. They're smoking weed with their kids, they're drinking with their kids. And so when the kid says, fuck you, the parents be like, don't talk to me like that. And he be like, I wasn't talking to y'all, I'm talking to homie over there, mom, pops. You with us now. We got you, we gonna respect you. Shit like that. And I'm just signing on the dotted line, to show you that there's a level of entertainment that you got to reach out here. And it just depends on how you want it and how the crowd going to look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the crowd. All right? If you want to move the crowd, you got to get them first. But it's up to them. It's up to the crowd to make shit happen. But when it comes to Gotti and all this bullshit, I see a molestation, homosexual, deviant acts that Hassan did in the past. It seems like Gotti studied the shit because he went down the same path. I don't know, do they got each other's phone number or not? But it seems like they was talking about the same shit. Well, yeah, man, when I was, doing my thing and shit, I had all these bitches and shit. And, here's a trainee, man. I got this trainee's phone number. Call the motherfucker up. He'll hook you up. That's what it sounds like, play. And Roski was like, well, shit, I'm going to tell these motherfuckers I was molested too. Go ahead, man, do it. If not, I'm talking about to shake this nigga like a bad fucking habit. And if he don't, he gonna be the co-signer of Bullets got his bullshit. Yeah, think about that. If Hassan don't cut this nigga off from the gut up, hey, Bullets, I love you, nigga, but because I know if it was me and my crew and my shit was out here like that, ain't no more phone calls until you clean this shit up. We out.